Let's start with the very first moment in which the first life on Earth was created, the hallucigenia. This worm-like organism is the source of all living matter in the story. Skip forward a few thousand or million years later, and we get to the time of the rise of Eldian Empire. The Eldians were powerful and quickly became one of the strongest nations in the world. One of the places they eventually conquered was a small village at the time called Marley. This is where we're first introduced to the founder, Ymir Fritz. When the Eldians conquered Marley, they enslaved most, if not all, of the people living there. They conducted horrible acts towards them, including cutting out their tongues so they couldn't speak. One day, Ymir saw a pig trapped in a cage and decided to let it escape. Later, King Fritz found out about this and ordered the slave who did it to confess. Everyone instantly pointed at Ymir, and the king told her she was free. But by free, he meant she would be hunted down and killed. While running for her life, Ymir was shot by an arrow. Desperately looking for cover, she stumbled across a giant tree. She went inside and fell down into a massive underwater cave. This is where she came into contact with the hallucigenia, the source of all living matter. Ymir wished for a strong, immortal body and was granted the power of the first Titan. After this, Ymir returned to Eldia and agreed to serve the king as his personal servant. For many years, she crushed nations, built infrastructure, and eventually bore his children. Their names were Sina, Rose, and Maria, names that would later be used for the Three Walls. At one point, during what looked like a public conference, an assassin tried to kill King Fritz with a spear. Ymir jumped in front of it and saved his life. Even though she had Titan powers, she no longer had the will to live, so she passed away. Fearing the loss of Titan power, the king forced their daughters to eat Ymir, hoping to transfer her power. At this point, Ymir entered the Paths, a strange realm, and saw a glowing tree-like construct with 3 large branches, symbolizing her power being passed on to her daughters. Each daughter received 3 of the 9 Titans. Since Ymir died 13 years after gaining her powers, all future inheritors were cursed to die after 13 years, the curse of Ymir. As her daughters died, the same ritual was carried out. This became an endless cycle. The Eldians used the 9 Titans to continue dominating other nations, even forcing others to bear children with Ymir's bloodline. Eventually, all of the 9 Titans, except the founding Titan, were distributed among noble families. Generations later, the founding Titan landed in the hands of a man named Karl Fritz, who was ashamed of the Eldians' actions. His guilt led to a conflict with the other noble families, resulting in the Great Titan War. At the end of the war, Karl Fritz and the Tybur family reached an agreement. Fritz would flee to Paradis Island with the founding Titan and a large group of Eldians. On the island, he erected 3 massive walls made of colossal Titans and threatened the world, saying he would destroy the Earth if provoked. But this was just a bluff to protect peace on the island. Karl then created the vow of renouncing war, making it so only someone with royal blood could access the founding Titan's power, and even they couldn't use it for war. A family known as the Ackermans was created to become the strongest warriors on the island to defend against Titans. The real royal family changed their name to Rice to protect their identity, while a false Fritz family was made to rule the people publicly. After some time passes, a group known as the Eldian Restorationists is formed. Desperate to revive their people's pride, they randomly pick a girl off the street, name her Ymir after the legendary founder, and make her the figurehead of their movement. But it doesn't last. Marley eventually discovers the group and punishes them harshly, sending them to Paradis Island and turning them into pure Titans. 21 years later, the birth of Grisha Jaeger. Grisha is born into the oppressive Eldian internment zone inside Marley. One day he takes his little sister and leaves the zone, something strictly forbidden. Marleyans despise Eldians, and leaving the zone is punishable by forced labor or a severe beating. Unfortunately, Grisha is caught by 2 officers, Aaron Kruger and his partner. Grisha accepts a beating, even offering to take his sister's punishment too, but while Kruger's partner promises to take her home safely, he instead feeds her to dogs. When Grisha returns home and learns of her death, rage consumes him. Fueled by grief and anger, Grisha joins the Eldian Restorationists, where he meets Dina Fritz, a royal blood descendant. The two fall in love, marry, and have a child, Zeke Jaeger. But as Zeke grows up, he's pulled in every direction. His parents push Eldian freedom, while his grandparents push Marleyan loyalty. Meanwhile, on Paradise Island, Erwin Smith is growing up under the influence of his father, who believes the royal family is erasing people's memories to keep control. When Erwin innocently shares this theory at school, the military police torture and kill his father. And Uri Rice inherits the founding titan. Kenny Ackerman, holding a grudge for how his people were treated, attempts to assassinate Uri. But instead of hatred, he finds admiration and ends up serving Uri in secret, hoping to one day claim the founding titan's power. Around this time, Marley begins preparing to invade Paradise and recover the founding titan. They form a new warrior unit. Grisha forces Zeke to train to become a titan warrior, but Zeke struggles. Then he meets Tom Kasaver, the current beast titan, who becomes a mentor. Zeke eventually betrays his parents, turning them in to save himself and his grandparents. Grisha and the others are sent to Paradise. Diana is turned into the Smiling Titan. Just as Grisha is about to suffer the same fate, Aaron Kruger reveals himself as the Attack Titan, kills the Marleyan soldiers, and saves him. He then passes on his Titan power to Grisha and urges him to retake the founding Titan. Grisha wakes up outside the walls with no memory. He's taken in by guards and soon recalls that he's a doctor. He helps cure an epidemic in Shiganshina, earns the respect of the locals, and falls in love with Carla, whom he marries. They have a son, Aaron Yeager. Years pass. Zeke inherits the Beast Titan from Tom Kasaver. Back in Marley, new warriors, Reiner, Berthold, Annie, Marcel, Peak, inherit their titans. Young Aaron meets Mikasa, saving her from kidnappers. This event awakens her Ackerman powers. With no family left, the Jaegers adopt her. Aaron dreams of a strange future and tells Mikasa he wants to join the Scouts, but begs her not to tell their parents. She tells Carla anyway. Carla panics, but Grisha understands and promises to finally show Aaron what's hidden in the basement. After another failed expedition beyond the walls, Keith Shaddis steps down as commander and Erwin Smith takes his place. Meanwhile, the Marleyan warrior unit arrives on the island. Marcel is eaten by Ymir, a titan who was buried underground. Reiner insists they continue the mission. They destroy Wal Maria and Shiganshina, killing countless people, including Carla Yeager, eaten by a smiling titan. At the same time, Grisha arrives at the Rice Chapel, begging the royal family to act. They refuse. He hesitates to attack, until future Aaron, standing alongside Zeke in the paths, reminds him of his mission. Grisha unleashes the Attack Titan, slaughters the Rice family, and takes the founding Titan. Afterward, through Aaron's memories, he tells Zeke he's seen the future, and knows Aaron will get what he wants, but also urges Zeke to stop him. Grisha returns and gives the Attack and founding Titans to Aaron in the forest. Later, Keith Shaddis finds Aaron unconscious, holding the basement key. A year later, Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin join the 104th Training Corps. 5 years after the fall of Shiganshina, the Scouts are stationed on Wall Rose, watching. Then, out of nowhere, the colossal Titan appears once again. After the wall is breached, the Scouts desperately try to minimize the damage by killing as many Titans as possible. During this chaotic battle, Aaron gets eaten. But inside the Titan, he awakens a hidden power, the ability to transform into a Titan himself. However, this new power raises questions. Aaron is imprisoned and put on trial to determine his fate. Ultimately, he is placed under the custody of the Scouts, with Captain Levi personally overseeing him. One night, Aaron speaks with Hanji about her Titan experiments, a conversation that lasts till morning. When they return, the two captive Titans are mysteriously found dead. Commander Erwin then poses a chilling question to Aaron. Who do you think the real enemy is? This hints that the threat might be more than just Titans. The Scouts begin their first long-range mission outside the walls, officially to reclaim Wal Maria, but Erwin has a hidden objective, to lure out whoever killed the test Titans, suspecting they may also be a Titan shifter. During the mission, the female Titan attacks. The Scouts suffer heavy losses but manage to trap her. However, she lets out a scream, summoning nearby Titans to devour her body. The shifter inside escapes, transforms again, and attacks. The Levi squad engages her and initially has the upper hand, but eventually she kills them all. Aaron transforms out of guilt for not acting sooner, but hesitates during the fight when he notices her fighting style resembles Annie's. She uses this to capture him. Mikasa and Levi give chase and manage to rescue Aaron, though Levi breaks his leg in the process. Back at headquarters, the Scouts suspect Annie Leonhardt is the female Titan. They devise a plan to expose her, which leads to a brutal fight inside Wal Sina. Aaron defeats Annie, but before they can get answers, she encases herself in crystal using Titan hardening. With her captured, the scouts narrowly avoid being disbanded and discover something even more shocking. Massive titans are hidden within the very walls. Meanwhile, the Beast Titan and Cart Titan begin their assault by transforming the people of Ragako village into titans. Scouts rush to investigate breaches in wall rows, only to find there is no breach. They take shelter in castle ruins, but soon, the Beast Titan launches a surprise attack. A massive second wave of titans overwhelms them. As a last resort, Ymir reveals herself to be a titan, giving them just enough time to survive. She's nearly killed, but the scouts arrive just in time. During this arc, Krista reveals her real name, Historia Rice. On their journey back, Reiner shocks Eren by revealing that he is the armored titan, and Bertolt is the colossal titan. They offer to stop fighting if Eren agrees to go with them. He transforms, and a fierce battle begins. Ultimately, Reiner and Bertolt escape with Eren and Ymir. The scouts strategize while waiting for their horses. Eventually, they catch up, but realize they can't actually do that much as Eren is being protected by the armored titan. But Commander Erwin leads a suicide charge of titans toward Reiner, forcing him to release Eren. Reiner retaliates by throwing titans at them. Among them is Dina Fritz's titan, the same one that killed Eren's mother. Hannes tries to avenge her, but is tragically eaten. In a fit of rage, Eren punches Dina's titan, unknowingly activating the founding titan's power because she has royal blood. The titans around him suddenly follow his command, and the scouts escape. With this revelation, the scouts begin to suspect that titans were once humans. The corrupt government decides the scouts now know too much and orders Eren and Historia captured, and Erwin Smith and Commander Pixis plot to overthrow the monarchy after learning the current king is a fraud. The true royal family is the Rice bloodline, and Historia is its last heir. Rod Rice plans to force Historia to eat Eren and take the founding titan, but she refuses and instead chooses to fight. During this, Kenny Ackerman's squad guards the area, but the scouts eliminate them. Rod Rice transforms into a grotesque, oversized titan, dragging his face along the ground toward Orvud district. Erwin bets on the idea that its head is exposed due to the dragging. Eren stuffs its mouth with gunpowder and blows it up. Historia lands the final blow and is crowned Queen of the Walls. Kenny, before dying, gives Levi a titan serum for future use. The scouts get a brief moment of peace. Eren and the others visit Keith Shaddis to learn more about Eren's father, and the next day, they set out to reclaim Wall Maria. Eren seals the outer gate with ease. Armin becomes suspicious and signals the team to search the area. They discover Reiner hiding in the walls. Levi tries to kill him but fails. Suddenly, the Beast Titan appears with an entire army, and the scouts confront Reiner using thunder spears, newly developed weapons that pierce his armor. Reiner sends a signal, and Bertolt appears. The Beast Titan throws him into the air, where he transforms and levels half the district. While Armin plans to sacrifice himself to stop Bertolt, Erwin prepares a last-ditch suicide charge towards the Beast Titan. Beast Titan launches a brutal barrage of rocks, shredding the scouts charging toward him. But Levi, ever the unstoppable force, uses this distraction to slice his way through the Titans. He reaches Beast Titan and incapacitates him. Just before Levi can land the killing blow, the Cart Titan swoops in and rescues Zeke. Meanwhile, Armin's gamble pays off. Eren slices the colossal Titan's nape, bringing the monster down, but Armin is critically burned, barely alive. Just then, Flock appears, with Commander Erwin still breathing, strapped to his back. Zeke, Reiner, and the others retreat to Marley. Wall Maria is reclaimed. But a heartbreaking decision now rests on Levi's shoulders. Who gets the Titan serum, Armin or Erwin? Initially, Levi leans toward Erwin. Eren and Mikasa resist, pleading for Armin. Ultimately, Levi honors Erwin's wish to rest and saves Armin instead. Armin becomes the new colossal Titan. They finally open the door to Eren's basement, and the truth shatters their world. Humanity is alive and thriving beyond the walls. Eren and Mikasa are imprisoned for attacking Levi, but are released shortly after. The heroes receive medals from Historia, but as Eren kisses her hand, he sees the future, and everything changes. With the loss of both the colossal and female Titans, Marley enters a brutal war with the Mideast Alliance. The war lasts 4 years, during which Paradis captures Marleyan ships and meets Zeke's followers, Yelena and Onyankopon. Zeke reveals his grand plan, one that needs Paradis' cooperation. The scouts agree to collaborate and gain access to advanced Marleyan technology. They travel to Marley in hopes of peace, but realize quickly that peace is impossible. Eren meets a boy named Ramsey and, in a haunting moment, apologizes to him for what he's about to do. Eren leaves the scouts and infiltrates Marley. He meets with Zeke, and they discuss a new plan, the infamous euthanization plan, where all Eldians would lose the ability to reproduce. Wily Tybur declares war on Paradise, but Eren is already steps ahead. Eren transforms mid-speech, wiping out Marley's leadership. The Warhammer Titan appears but is outmaneuvered. Eren uses the Jaw Titan to crush the Warhammer's crystal and claims its power. Zeke is captured by Levi. The scouts escape on an airship, but not without a cost. Gabby sneaks aboard and kills Sasha, instantly becoming one of the most hated characters in the series. Back in Paradise, Zeke and Eren are imprisoned separately to prevent contact. But the tables turn when it's revealed that Zeke's wine, served across Paradise, is laced with his spinal fluid. At any moment, he can scream and turn victims into Titans. The Jaegerists stage a coup. Scouts are imprisoned. Eren teams up with Flock and begins the march toward Zeke. Zeke is attacked by Levi again, but manages to survive by blowing himself up. He hides inside a Titan's stomach and is eventually brought to Eren. The two brothers make contact and enter the paths. Eren betrays Zeke, revealing he never agreed with the euthanization plan. Instead, he initiates the Rumbling, awakening the countless colossal titans within the walls to destroy the world. The scouts are horrified, and everyone realizes the only way to stop Eren is to kill him. The scouts join forces with Marley's remaining warriors and race toward Eren using a flying boat, but hardened versions of past Titan shifters appear to defend Eren. Armin is captured and meets Zeke in the paths. With a bit of heartfelt dialogue, Zeke regains his will to fight. Levi avenges Erwin by killing Zeke, ending the royal bloodline's control over Titans. The scouts fight their way to Eren. Armin transforms and detonates, trying to end it all, but Eren survives. In a final emotional moment, Mikasa enters Eren's Titan mouth saying goodbye, and kills him. With Eren's death, the curse of Titans is lifted, and all shifters return to human form. Mikasa carries Eren's head back and buries it beneath the tree where the story began. Paradise is hailed as the island that saved the world. After that, years passed and Mikasa grows old, often visiting Eren's grave. Eventually, she passes away. Generations later, war erupts again. A boy and his dog arrive at the tree where Eren rests. Now massive and twisted, that tree looks a lot like the one where Ymir met the source of all Titans. Could this mean that the Titan powers could return someday, and the cycle might begin again? And that is the Attack on Titan. A story about freedom, sacrifice, and how far someone will go to protect their people, even if it means becoming a monster. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It helps a lot and lets me keep making content like this for you. And click this video to know 33 hidden details in Attack on Titan.